In your car, listen to Newswatch 16 on WKRZ AM 1340.
Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, pilot Jack Rulin in Skycam 16, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark, and Joe Zone on sports. This is Newswatch 16.
It was just yesterday that 650 workers at the Piper Airplane Plant in Lock Haven, Clinton County, were told the plant is heading south. Today, Newswatch 16's Craig Stevens found out that the county and Piper itself are trying to help bring another industry in its place.
Piper Aircraft's 650 workers in Lock Haven may have lost their jobs, but Piper's hired a private company to try and find them new ones. Since Piper won't be making planes here anymore and they're pulling out altogether, Piper has offered to give the county all their buildings and all their land so the county can find another industry or industries to come in and set up shop. A move is already underway to make sure these buildings won't be empty when Piper pulls out completely in December. The county commissioners hope to attract new businesses and also hope people won't get discouraged in the meantime.
It's hard to ask a person to stay here, and I won't do that. But I want the people that want to stay here to feel confident that we're going to do everything we can within our power to get another industry in here or multiple industries in here for that facility to put them back to work again.
The president of the County Industrial Development Corporation is in charge of marketing the Piper plant, but has no idea how to do that yet. What do Piper workers think?
I think they will get something else in here for the people, I hope.
Do you think anything will come in? Are you optimistic?
I don't believe so.
Why not?
Well, there's nothing else coming in the rest of these places around here.
Even the prospects of a free plant and an able-bodied workforce won't make the task of getting a new industry or industries in here to take over where Piper left off any easier. That's because every county in the United States is competing for jobs these days, so only time will tell what's in store for Piper's former employees. Craig Stevens, Newswatch 16, Lock Haven.
One of the Milton School District's buildings that's been closed since January is finally being cleaned of dangerous asbestos insulation. Today, workers started removing the asbestos from the White Deer Elementary School in Union County. Our camera was not allowed inside the school while the cancer-causing material is being removed because it's hazardous. These pictures were taken through a window. You can see the workers in white suits, protective clothing. And outside the school, air samples were taken to make sure no asbestos fibers escaped into the air. No word on when asbestos insulation will be removed from another Milton District school, the senior high. Insurance is something most of us have for protection. But what do you do if you feel your insurance company is taking too long to pay your claim? A Sunbury woman felt that way, and she wrote to Gerry Gartenberg in Action 16 for help.
If you can't find Ruth Lawrence inside her Sunbury home, you'll probably find her here, tending to her garden. That wasn't possible around this time last year because Mrs. Lawrence had a problem with her eyes that made it very hard for her to see. She had surgery to correct the problem last May, and in June put in a claim for medical benefits with her insurance company, Columbia Life Insurance of Bloomsburg. 9 months later, when Mrs. Lawrence wrote to Action 16, she was still waiting for the company to pay her claim.
I figured when you buy a policy, you expect what they tell you you'll get.
And what'd they tell you you'd get?
Well, quick service. Good service.
Officials at Columbia Life told Action 16 they hadn't processed Ruth Lawrence's claim until September. The reason for the holdup? A backlog. And why all the wait since then? The company said they were still waiting for the hospital to send some information about Mrs. Lawrence's surgery. 2 weeks after Action 16 contacted Columbia Life, the information arrived, and so did Ruth Lawrence's $750 check. But why didn't someone from the company pick up the phone and try to straighten this all out months ago? Company officials say a phone call would have been the normal procedure.
Why wasn't the normal procedure followed?
Well, I would have to totally review the file.
He did review the file with me, but it contained no explanation why the company hadn't followed up by telephone to get the claim settled. If you think your insurance company is taking too long to settle a claim, pick up the phone yourself and let them know. Get tough. It's your policy and you deserve satisfaction. If you still need help, write to me, Gerry Gartenberg, Action 16.
If you want help, you can write to Action 16, Gerry Gartenberg, and care of Box 16, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Airport, Avoca, 18641. And our chief meteorologist, Tom Clark, is next with the forecast.
Back to being chief, but I don't know about this forecast coming up, Tom. We may demote you again.
Well, I'm glad you got it straight today. Thank you. Okay. Hey, you won't be needing these tomorrow. Forget it. I'll be in the backyard to explain the change when we come back.
Are you just hanging around, wandering with nothing to do? If you can't bear another Saturday night alone, we found something for you. Take a dash of Stansoa and a splash of Joe's Own. Add some shake, rattle, and roll. Blend the Lone Ranger and Orville Wright. Mix in some Bambi and some Snow White. And you get a great family night. Pennsylvania Outdoor Life, Saturdays at 7.
Well, Tom Clark is out in the backyard for probably the last nice evening for a while, right, Tom?
That's right. The last nice day of the week has, well, it's just about coming to an end now. We have some high cirrus clouds overhead, a sign of things coming, a change in the weather. But before we begin, I want to thank the Abington Women's Club for having me to lunch today. The strawberry shortcake was delicious. I want to tell you. Let's begin with the temperature outside now. It stands at 62 degrees in this backyard. The humidity is still very low, 28%. The wind southwest at 3, and the barometer is falling from 29.93. Another sign of things to come. 63 the high today in this backyard. The low last night 40. The record low 27. Wow, that's chilly. That's the coldest temperature on record for the month of May, by the way, and that was set back in 1974. A shot there of a stream flowing through Tannersville in Monroe County. I want to show you the normal trend of high temperature in the month of May. We now stand at 65. By the end of the month, the high will be 74 degrees on the normal side. So the highest temperature on record for the month of May is 93 degrees, and that was set about 10 years ago. Now, let's get to that Newswatch 16 color satellite picture before we get to the forecast. There it is, some cirrus clouds over Pennsylvania. A little bit of rain falling now over West Virginia. Some very heavy rain. Look at these thunderstorms down here. Some baseball-sized hail beneath that cluster there. And there's some tornadoes that are possible tonight in portions of Georgia and South Carolina. It's all because of some very warm, humid air beginning to work its way back north. And as it tries to build in over Pennsylvania the next couple of days, we'll see some rain, maybe a few thunderstorms, and then some cooler air coming in from the west for the coming weekend. Now let's get to that forecast for tonight. Just some cirrus clouds overhead tonight. They'll dim the stars. It'll stay dry, though, through the evening hours and late night hours. The low in Forest City, 40 tonight. 44 in 40 Fort. How about Shawnee? 43 the low tonight, 44 in Mount Carmel, and in Loganton, Clinton County, in the low 40s tonight. Not a bad evening, just a bit on the breezy side, though. Now, tomorrow, I think the rain will come in after 10 o'clock in the morning. Now, that's a bit risky. A little bit of rain could begin earlier than that, but I think it's going to hold off until after 10. Take along the umbrella. Temperatures, for the most part, in the 50s tomorrow, 53 Clark Summit, and in the middle 50s down there in Minersville. A southeast wind picking up to 20 miles per hour late in the day. The Health Watch showing a low resistance to aches and pains as the humidity begins to rise and the air pressure begins to drop. Okay, sunrise and sunset coming up 6 a.m. and 8:04 in the p.m. No sunshine tomorrow. Here we go. Cloudy tonight, rain coming in tomorrow, I think by midday. 57 should be the high. Showers, some of the rain heavy tomorrow night. Friday, some showers, maybe a thunderstorm as a cold front pushes through. Friday's high in the middle 60s. I think some sunshine on Saturday in the 50s, and cool, partly cloudy weather on Sunday. Rainfall amounts could exceed a ½ inch over the next couple of days, but don't leave home without the umbrella tomorrow.
You're always prepared back there, aren't you?
Always ready.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom. Joe Zone's coming up next with the sports and a preview of the Kentucky Derby.
And Joe, of all people, will have some advice on how to straighten out your golf swing.
Catch Catch the hottest hits in the country on WNEP TV 16. It's America's Top 10. You'll hear the biggest hits performed by the hottest acts on the pop, soul, and country album charts. You'll see the latest music video, and host Casey Kasem will count down the top hits of the week on the Billboard charts. You'll also get the inside scoop from exclusive interviews with the biggest musical groups and solo acts. All this and much more on America's Top 10. Saturday on WNEP TV 16.
Well, Joe tells us it was all over about 3:30 this morning. Is that right?
And now the real work begins. Now they got to try to sign all these kids before the USFL gets to them. All three of our area kids did finally get drafted yesterday. You know about Ron Solt, first round to the Colts. Harry Hamilton, Nanticoke and Penn State, 7th round, selected by the New York Jets, and Bruce Kozerski, Coughlin and Holy Cross, 8th round, make that 9th round by Cincinnati. Which school, incidentally, had the most players drafted? Texas, 17 of them. That's one short of the Notre Dame group back in 1946. Well, no 79 in mind this year. I'd like to get back to enjoying the game, maybe break 90 somewhere along the way this summer. I'll tell you what, though, if you're like me, and most golfers are, you've got to get rid of that slice. There's a new set of golf clubs. Take a look. That will help. The perfect swing. About as common as a hole-in-one for America's 20 million golfers. And while we all know that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, 7 out of 10 golfers hit to the right or slice the ball.
Well, every slice that has ever been hit is hit with the club face open. An open club face onto the back of the golf ball. The ball spins this way and goes out to the right.
He's taught golf for 40 years, and now the pro's pro, John Jacobs, has developed anti-slice golf clubs. Jacobs says his clubs contain several unique design changes to improve distance and avoid that dreaded slice.
We've increased the loft on the club. Now that means the contact is going to be lower down the golf ball, turning what was side spin into backspin. In doing that, we've put the weight at the top of the golf club, which will maintain the trajectory, will keep the ball flighting at the right height, extra length. We've also changed the lie of the club. That's the angle between the shaft and the bottom of the club. That angle is more upright, which helps to close the club, again getting rid of the slice.
Add thinner grips for better hand control, and the result is a club that will take the bite out of your banana ball.
I would say if anyone slices their long shots and pulls their short shots, I will guarantee they will do it less with these golf clubs.
There's also a set designed for those of you who hook the ball. Of course, that's not so bad as slicing. Still, it can be a problem, and we'll look at those clubs at another time. You don't have to be a horse player to know about the Kentucky Derby, no doubt about it. It's a world event. It's coming up this Saturday right here on 16. One of the horses to keep an eye on is Folly Time. It's been over 20 years since a California horse won the Derby, but Folly Time is set to change that this weekend. This 3-year-old is a big bucks winner with over $970,000 already, winning 5 of 11 starts. His last victory, however, was over a month ago.
I did what I call a mistake. I ran him back in 2 weeks, and I don't think he can take it because he tries too hard when he runs. After that race, we decided that we were definitely just going to go cancel the bluegrass and go directly for the Derby. And the way he worked today, I feel like it's the right move. Now, if he runs the same way Saturday, I'll know it's the right move.
Folly Time, a California-bred horse, currently rated an 8-to-1 shot to win Saturday's Kentucky Derby. Baseball this afternoon, a couple of games on the board. Check it out. Baltimore and Cleveland, they are now in the 12th, 7-7. And in the National League, San Francisco beat Los Angeles, the final there 4-3. You know what, though? It's what's happening tonight in Atlanta that's got me riled. Pascual Perez will make his pitching debut tonight for the Braves. Now, you know the Perez story. Found with cocaine in the Dominican Republic, he served 3 months there. Then he was suspended by Commissioner Bowie Kuhn until mid-May. Well, an arbitrator, and Lord knows what this man is thinking, overruled the commissioner and told Perez, come on back, resume your baseball career now. The arbitrator, Richard Block is his name, has not only reduced the commissioner's office to nothing more than a token position, he's also telling these players, go ahead, abuse drugs, we'll slap you on the wrist and then bring you back. I'm glad I don't have to live with that kind of thinking. I only hope that baseball can. Coming up tomorrow night, in case you're interested, the Pitt Banquet, coming in some of the big guns from Pitt, including Bill Fralick, John Congemi, Foge Fazio, 6 o'clock at the Treadway, and we'll be talking to some of those people tomorrow, and we'll have that here. And that's all of it. Give tonight your best shot. I'll see you at 11 o'clock. NBA tonight. This is the shirt I'll be wearing Sunday.
Let's see what it says.
It says, Ride to Stop Cancer. I'll be at Dallas High School. I'm the ride leader, me and Miss Cutie. Or something. It sounds like. But we'd like to have some people come and join us. 26-mile bike race, and I will be pedaling.
Where does that start?
Right.
Up Dallas High School.
All right.
What time?
9 a.m.
Okay. And that's Newswatch 16 for this Wednesday.
Be sure to join us tonight on The Update when Night Beat reporter Dan Fiorucci will have the very latest on that Schuylkill County mine search.
Plus, we'll take a trip to a ski slope in the Poconos that's getting ready for summer.
ABC's World News Tonight is next with the story of an historic meeting in Alaska. For the team, thanks for being with us.
Enjoy your evening.